I get it, you're sat there, you're purposeless, and you're thinking, what the hell am I? What am I made for? And I've got a proposal today of an idea that I believe firmly that your purposefulness, within reason, is something that you already have, but you just don't understand. Purposefulness comes from identity, and identity is a chosen thing. Sometimes it takes picking actively your identity in order to realize that that is who you are and what you're made for. For example, I'm 22 years old now, turning 23 next week, and I sat there the other day, and for the longest time I'd thought, what was I made for? Right, as everyone does, as are you. That's why you sat here watching this video. And I sat there and I compiled all of the memories and experiences of my life, and I selected the ones that had the biggest pull to me, that I had the most experience within. And I realized then, well, I've done a bunch of sales roles in the past, I've got a bunch of sales experience, maybe that should be what I do. And then through maybe luck, maybe engineered luck, I was offered some more sales roles from some friends in October of 2025. And then I thought, hang about, I'm being pulled in this direction based off of prior experiences in my life. And so sometimes your purpose and your identity is already in front of you, but you haven't selected it. There's a hypothesis that I have that the person with the most memories lives the longest because you actually live your life in hindsight through memories. And on your deathbed, you're going to remember things in your past. If you remember them, then it means that they're a memory. If you don't remember them, it means that they basically didn't happen. So the person with the most memories effectively lives the longest. Then with those memories in your life that you have, yourself sat there right now, what ones have the biggest pull to you? What ones have you got the most experience in? Because very often, your identity and your purpose is sat right in front of your very eyes, but you don't realize it. Because again, I was sat there with a lot of sales experience, with a very good close rate, but I wasn't a salesperson in my head. And it takes looking through all of my life and all the experiences that I've had to realize that that is what I should be doing, and to then identify as a salesperson. And then through that identity, it became my purpose. Because you can't have a purpose without an identity, and you can only have an identity through experiences, through life experience. The hockey coach doesn't realize that he likes hockey without going and playing hockey in the first place. The salesperson doesn't realize that he's good at sales or likes sales without trying sales in the first place. The person who has a massive e-commerce brand doesn't realize that he likes it or is good at it without doing it in the first place. So you're sat there now and you're thinking, what is my identity? What's my purpose? And I get it, because we've all been there. But sometimes it's sat right in front of your very eyes. Sometimes it takes scanning through the things that you've got experience of in your past to realize what your identity very well could be, and then using that to push forward with it as a purpose. Because a purpose is a higher form of identity. And sometimes you have to actively choose your identity instead of having it come towards you. So you don't pick your purpose picks you with the life experiences that you have. And that now means then that there's two options for you. You're either sat there and you've got enough life experience, and by life experience I mean anything, right? Travel, hobbies, professional experience, whatever that could be, that you can look through and think, what one did I really enjoy? What one am I able to do even more of? And what one have I got a lot of experience in? And now, if you don't have much life experience, then you go and get the life experience. What does that mean? It means go and living. It doesn't mean sat in your same four walls, fantasizing about, what should my purpose be? And maybe it randomly comes to me, because that's not going to happen. What is going to happen is you're going to have to go and take some initiative, give yourself a bit of a kick up the arse, and figure some shit out, because that's what you need to do. It's impossible for me to sit here now with no construction experience and think, I might become a builder, that might be my purpose. Why? I've got no experience in it. I don't even know what it's like. How's that going to become my identity? How's it going to be my purpose? So the two options are, you go and make more memories and you go and have new experiences, and from that you drive out the things that you like and you go, that's my purpose, I'm going to make it into my identity. Or you scan the memories of your past and you scan those for things that you do like and enjoy and have a passion for, and that can become your identity. Because don't be mistaken into thinking, no, I don't have anything to draw upon and I don't identify as any of that stuff. Because again, I sat there with a bunch of sales experience and a very good close rate, 39% across my last 150 calls. And I sat there with that and I thought, I'm not a salesperson. And then I sat there again and looked at it twice double taked at it and thought, no, I'm a salesperson. Like, that tells me I'm a salesperson. So don't mistake yourself into thinking, no, I don't have enough experiences to draw upon to choose my identity. Because maybe you do. What do you do in your day-to-day life? Sometimes you don't actually identify by what you're doing in your life. Maybe your identity is that you're the person that goes to the gym, who's driven, who wants to do X, Y, Z. I can't tell you what that X, Y, Z is because you are you. You're different from the other viewers. You are yourself. But you're sat here trying to find a purpose, and I promise you it doesn't come in these four walls of your room. It doesn't come in your uni accommodation, in your HMO, in your flat, in your house, whatever. It comes outside of that. And you don't find your identity at a desk. But sometimes you have to actively select it. Sometimes you have to sit and say. Sometimes the difference in your identity, the day you wake up to the day you go to sleep, is simply you saying that you are that thing. That day, the difference in my identity and my purpose was me saying that I'm a salesperson. And then when I identified as that, suddenly it became my purpose. Maybe you should do the same. Maybe you've got a bunch of things that you can draw upon, passions, experiences, and everything else that you aren't identifying by. If you were to simply identify by, it would then become your purpose. And maybe you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. And when your purpose is there and your identity is there, you should identify by it so that you can make it your purpose.